fishing, it's in my soul.
Welcome to the Salt Strong Podcast, disrupting fishing entertainment as you know it. Prepare to laugh. Prepare to get to know fishing legends in a whole new and unfiltered way. And on occasion, you might even learn a thing or two about fishing. Here's your host, Joe Simons. Like diamonds.
We are back. Another live podcast. Luke has a ladyfish on. I am reeling in the trout.
Big Daddy ladyfish.
This is a special edition. Nice little trout here on the Slam Shady. So this is a special edition Freedom Boat Club. And no, this is not a sponsored post. I am actually a member of the Freedom Boat Club. And we've had a lot of our other insider members who are members of Freedom Boat Club and or have boats without a trolling motor. And so this entire, there's a nice little trout. Not gonna drop it like I did on that one. Thank you guys for all the lovely comments. But one question we get a lot is, hey, Joe, Luke, Tony, Salt Strong. Got a nice boat, part of a boat club. I have no troll motor. How do I go out there and put my family on fish? And that's what we're doing today. So we're in a brand new spot. We're here in beautiful St. Pete. And really, whoa, I got another hit there already. The answer is, to start off, we got our boy Will here from Freedom Boat Club driving the boat. Thank you, Will. Yeah. Will used to work with us.
Yep.
And right now we're just trolling. You guys saw the trolling podcast we did. It works. We've already got multiple fish here right before we cranked up the camera. And the goal is to troll a little bit at a really low speed, find where the fish are, and then we have a stick-it pin, our little anchor, that we'll put down once we know we're in a good spot. Trying to find a better trout hole.
Yep. Yeah, right now we're searching. So in a boat without a trolling motor, yes, it is a little bit tougher, but you can still go catch a bunch of fish. And the key is not to really just try to go after snook and redfish. Snook and redfish are usually up near hard structure. Without a trolling motor, it is more difficult. But these boats are actually really good for doing this type of fishing, where we're just trolling down the edges of these flats. You can probably see back behind us. You know, on this side there's dark water. That's seagrass. On this side is green water. That's deeper water. And you can just go out and right on the edge of the grass, there's going to be a lot of opportunity to catch fish, and you can access it with any boat. Is the good thing. So this boat, what will it probably drafts like 1.5 feet or something like that?
Yeah, 12 inches.
What is it? 21-foot Mako? Is it
a 21 cobia?
A cobia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're not going to be getting up super skinny for redfish, but we can really easily and comfortably go out and catch these trout, and there'll probably obviously be some ladyfish. I just had a bump. Probably get some mackerel, and you can, again, the good thing is it's just accessible with any type of boat, and you don't have to even have a trolling motor to do it effectively. So we're going to troll for a while, find a good spot, and then we have this what's called a stick pin. And for those watching on video, you can see it, but it's basically a pole that you just shove in the ground. It's just an easy way to quietly anchor yourself down, and this is much more effective than the traditional anchor that usually has that loud chain and everything attached to it.
Cody, if you can look over here so people can see what kind of area we're fishing, and you can see the depth change. We're just going right here along this cut.
Probably circle
5 feet, Luke, and then it goes up to maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's low tide. Yes, this is dead low tide now, and so this is only about maybe a foot of water on the flat right now, and which actually makes our job a little bit easier, because a lot of the fish that would be up here are now basically forced to be out on the deeper zone. And but with higher tide, it's probably gonna be like 2.5, 3 feet up there. Oh, dang! I just missed another fish.
Yeah, I'm getting some strikes. I'm gonna check my Slam Shady real quick. Make sure you.
And we'll do this edge back.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it seems like the outside has been better. And yeah, so the outside. So we're basically on the outside channel. The incoming tide has just started to move in, and we're going with the current. We're going with the current straight up the edge of the flat. That's the natural way, right? It's going with the current. That's generally where the fish are looking, and we're just going to be trying to see what we can pick off.
Yeah, this is just so easy. If you guys missed the trolling one, it's crazy how effective this is. Anybody can do it. You don't even have to really make cast. Just get it out there and let the boat do the rest of the work for you. All you need, we got 1/4 ounce jig heads. I assume that's what you have on yours?
Yeah, 1/4 ounce jig head.
I have. and a Slam Shady paddle tail. That's it. Boo bam sham. And still get a bunch of bites. And this is so much fun for the kids too. Let your kids or newbies go out there and just do this. Hold the rod, wait for that bite, and it feels like you got a monster on when they hit because you got a couple miles an hour going against the grain. You got one? Oh.
No.
So much fun.
I think I might have some weeds on it.
So
yeah,
what was the strike score today? Do you look?
I didn't even look.
Oh.
I think we might
you got
be.
mine. Oh, come on. This is the stuff we can't cut out. We're doing this live.
I caught a Slam Shady.
Oh. 2 for 1. BOGO, baby. Everyone loves BOGO.
Yeah, and one thing to be mindful of is if you do have, just like trolling offshore, if you have one lure out at one distance and another one at a longer distance, when you make a turn, it leaves room for one going over the other like that. So try to keep them about the same distance.
So Will, do you guys have any boat switch roll motors?
Some of our Key West do.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The smaller
And so we're here, this is the Tampa Bay location has a billion locations.
Yeah, 28 locations.
28? Nuts.
500 boats now, so we've got a lot to choose from.
Yeah, it's cool. I signed up just because where we live in Winter Haven, we're on the Chain of Lakes, which is an amazing place to boat. But if you don't actually live on the lake, it can be really, really tough. And we share a dock with our neighborhood, but not on the lake. And part of the rule is you can't leave the boat there overnight. So we were looking at buying a boat, and we're like, man, it's just going to be so much more hassle to have to store it. Even the storage in Winter Haven, which is not the most expensive place in the world to live, was, I believe, $180 to $200 a month just for storing it. And I was like, all right, this is a complete no-brainer. So we joined. Now we get reciprocals. And it's 4 reciprocals in every location?
Yeah, 4 per year at every location. So if you're a member of Winter Haven, you can come to Tampa Bay or Bradenton and use it 4 times at every location per year. So you can use it nationwide.
So if there's 800 locations, is that right?
4 per each. Yep.
So
pretty cool.
It'd be impossible for me to...
Exactly, to use them all.
I don't know, maybe. I just spent an hour at every one and just did it every day, 365 days a year.
Yeah. Great for people who travel.
Yeah, it's pretty cool deal. Oh, you got one, Luke? Oh,
nope. No, I'm making a cast. I see a nice pothole over here, so I'm gonna make a cast. We're getting closer to the edge, and so we're gonna about take a hard turn left, and this is where the best bite should be, right on the outside edge of this bay.
I'm gonna reel mine in too. All right.
And so if we get one, this might be a spot where we actually do some drifting as well.
So that was gonna be my next question. So we've got trolling, we've got drifting, although of course the one day we go out with no trolling motor, there's 0 wind.
Yeah.
And then there's just putting the anchor down when you're in a honey hole, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Typically I'd be drift fishing this type of stuff, but there's just hardly any wind, so drifting is not going to be a way to actually cover ground. The best way to cover ground on a day like this when it's calm is just a troll. And again, something that I never even considered for many years until recently, and it's actually surprisingly effective.
Yeah, boat or kayak.
Yeah, it just helps. You can cover a ton of ground.
Just had a nice strike.
And you can catch a surprisingly large amount of fish. And so right now, yeah, we're just basically prospecting by doing trolling. And obviously, while we're trolling, this water's pretty clear, so I'm looking in the water, looking for signs of fish spooking off or fish themselves. And we'll kind of slowly get dialed in on where these fish are holding, hopefully in time for a lot of fish catching in this podcast. I have fished this bank once before, but this was 3 years ago. Yeah, so there should be some fish. It has the right makeup for having a good amount of fish in it.
Yeah, I've had a few strikes here.
So
Luke's just getting off a big first place tournament. Yeah, baby, we got a whole separate podcast on that.
Yeah, that was the exact opposite weather.
What you got, dude?
I got something. This might be a trout. Hadn't come up yet.
Whoop, I'm on too. Oh, just missed him.
Yeah, it looks like a little trout.
There we go.
Check your drag.
Seriously.
All right, quick release. So there's a little trout area.
I'm on too.
It's like you have a jack.
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe a bluefish or a jack.
It's gonna be third species here.
It's like a flat.
You see that, Cody?
Ooh, I just missed a fish.
Yes, that area where we just passed is
what is that? That was a little bluefish.
Look at that, old blue.
Yeah, right on the outside. As soon as we got back on the outside, we started getting some hookups.
Hold on, buddy.
That's gonna be the trend. So really, if we want to catch a bunch of fish, we just troll up and down the outside here.
And we got both sides of the channel to work.
Yeah, we've got a lot of territory to cover.
There we go. Got blood on my hand, so it's official. I'm a real fisherman.
Yeah, and this is again, this leaves the door open for a lot of different types of species. Oh man, I just got hammered.
Might be a little school of bluefish back there, huh?
Yeah, again, the trout, ladyfish are probably the most common, but then you can get some blues. Get another cast back there where I just got hit. You can get some blues, we get some Spanish mackerel, and then even like cobia too during some times. Yeah, well, I think you need to bump out just a hair.
Oh yeah, honey hole, baby.
I sped up a little bit that last time, and that's when we got hooked up. Might have helped.
Ooh. Oh, way to go, spooking everything. So Luke, when would be the good time to stop trolling and go back to a spot like that?
I think if we doubled up, if we see some better fish, and if we go for a while and it slows down, I generally don't like to just reverse right over a spot like right immediately after fishing it. But if we go down, fish this bank for a while, and there's another bank on that side we can do, and we just kind of go back to the spots that actually produce the best. Or if we just doubled up on big fish, then we would actually stop immediately.
Yeah. And you had a trout on that last one?
Yeah, mine was a little trout.
Oh, I'm getting some more bites. Ah, popped off.
Yeah, we'll head out just a little bit deeper. We're gonna try, right now we're a little bit over the grass. We're gonna try to get right on the edge, and it seems like the trout have been actually off the grass entirely the last couple that I've had. So it's kind of do like a zigzag pattern, like on the grass, off the grass. Obviously, if you're on the grass, make sure that it's deep enough. This is deep. We're on the outside, the deep edge of the grass. Plenty of room. Yeah, big ray right there. So the motor, make sure when you are doing this is that you have the motor up and that you're not hitting the ground. The Will's obviously, he's looking at depth, he's tracking, he's making sure that the prop is not hitting the grass. We really have to protect this grass. It takes a long time to grow, and really, really bad to let the motor get down in the grass. So when you are doing this, again, stay on the outside and just make sure to be keeping a watchful eye on the depth to make sure that it's plenty deep enough to.
Another question that has come up quite a bit from boaters who have a boat like this without a troll motor, and I've seen it in the community in our Insider Club a few times, is they're saying, hey, saved up the money, I can buy one of two things, troll motor or PowerPole. What's the answer?
Oh, troll motor. No.
All day long, baby.
Yeah, because the PowerPoles are nice, but PowerPole is great if you know exactly where the fish are and you can anchor quietly. It is really nice, but it's more of an advantage to have the troll motor. That lets you move around quietly. That really helps you find fish more effectively, and it is just. Yeah, if it was between one of the two, get a troll motor, and then spend about $70 on one of these, which is the stick pin. It's basically the same thing as a PowerPole, just not electric. Well, look at that big old stingray right there, big daddy stingray. So yeah, trolling motor is great. Again, you can move around quietly, and then to stop quietly, you can just use this, and it's just the manual way, right? You just stick it in the ground. And if we do find a spot with a lot of fish, we'll use it and show you how it works. But yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. It's a stick, you put it in the ground, and it has a surprisingly good hold. It'll hold for a really long time.
All right, come on, baby. We got to find us a good spot so we can show all the techniques.
Yep. Yeah, this area. And so as far as conditions, these conditions we have now are my least favorite of all. We have
got another hit there.
We have no wind, so there's like no disturbance on the water. The fish are going to be the spookiest in days like this, where there's just no wind, and also there's like hardly any clouds. And so no wind, cloudless sky is by far my least favorite time to fish. And we're like, I think 4 days after a full moon, and it was clear last night. So the moon was bright last night. Those fish were feeding. So as far as the most difficult time to go out and catch fish, I believe this is it. You on?
Ah, man, I'm getting nailed. Missing my...
It's a little deeper back in here, I think.
Yeah, we're about to get shallow again.
So look, in case we don't get to drift today because of the lack of wind, talk about some drifting tips, assuming you're out in the same kind of boat.
Yeah, we'll do some drifting, but the tips obviously is know what the wind and the current's doing, what the wind and the tide's doing, and just set yourself up so that you're drifting, so that the wind, based on the wind and the currents, that you're going to go in the right area. And then also, obviously when you're drifting, just make sure you're staying in a spot you can get, or you're in a spot that you can get out of, where you don't want to drift up too shallow. You're going to get stuck. And like I said, we have some dolphin feed down there. That's not going to help our chances. And then it's really just about just paying attention to the drift, knowing which way you're going to be going, know the speed that you're going, and just plan accordingly. So right now, if we do drift, we have the wind coming one way and the current going the other, so we would really not be drifting very fast at all. I have to guess that the wind would be overcoming the current. Both are kind of weak though. So we would have to just really shut down and kind of see what happens. I think we have a nice little deep point over there.
Hey, casting over, man, huh?
Casting over, Joe.
Got prison rules here, Cody. Get your shank ready, dude.
I was hoping to get a hookup right there.
Playing around.
Yeah, because a lot of these underwater points, they hold a lot of fish. So I saw one, I had to make a run at it. I got to get up over Joe's line.
Whoop. So what's been the trends here lately, dude? You've been going out quite a bit.
Yeah, I've mostly been going after snook and reds, and I've been fishing a lot of docks. Like in the tournament day, it was really bad weather. The wind was cranking, and the wind was so strong it was coming from the northeast, so that was basically blowing a lot of the water out. So everything was really low, and I was just fishing deep docks, and that's where all the fish were. We actually had a really good day. Caught a bunch of fish, and but again, doing that, I had a trolling motor. Like it was more technical, where I had a trolling motor and having to navigate the wind and everything with the trolling motor. The trolling motor was clutch that day. I do have a PowerPole on my boat and didn't use it once the entire day, because it was really just 100% trolling motor and moving around, covering ground, and yeah, it ended up being a great day. But again, I would prefer, even though it was after cold front, the winds were like 15 to 20 miles an hour, I would prefer that over this, where it's a little bit warmer, but it's just calm winds, clear skies is by far my least favorite. It's the nicest time to be out on the water, weather-wise. And it was the times I used to always want, oh man, like I hope the weekend's gonna be like just really nice like this. But as far as catching fish, it's actually, it's tough.
Yeah, and it's been I think almost seems like the whole South has had a really windy year so far in 2020, but dude, we've killed it this year in terms of fish catching.
Oh, absolutely.
In prior times we'd have been like, I don't even want to go out there in this mess.
Yeah, I think this area is looking kind of dead. I think we should either reverse around or even pick up and go. We've never had to move spots on a podcast, do we? I don't know what the rules are.
Oh, we got to stay going, man. It's live, baby.
All right.
We got some grass up ahead of us.
All right, we'll do, it goes out to a point off to the right. Let's just go down that point. See that about 100 yards up?
Yep.
And if we get something, we'll keep going. If not, we'll bail.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing any, there's not any birds, like no water turkeys out here. It just doesn't look
nearly
as
birds
good.
way up there by that might be our buddy Tyler.
Yeah, that's Tyler.
Let's say hi to him.
I'm sure he doesn't want us buzzing his flat.
I'm sure he'd love to see us right next to him and his customers. You're listening to this, Captain Tyler Capella. We had a good time with him the other week, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So we had two friends in town from
hang
Arizona,
right about 50 feet,
who love fishing, but more freshwater guys. And they wanted to catch some snook and reds. And just the same reason we have Will here, it's easier to do content and or entertain when you're not having to drive the boat and do everything else. So we chartered old Captain Tyler Capella for the day, and that dude put us on some fish. I mean, right off the bat, tons of trout. And then we're like, all right, let's go for the slam. Next thing you know, our boy, John caught that really nice snook. James, really nice red. You got a really nice red.
Yep.
Man, that was a fun day.
Yeah, well, shit, see that slick out there?
Yep.
Let's go buzz that. No, way out to the right, hard right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we got a nice little grass, little peninsula shooting out.
And what we were using for that, guys, too, just another fun way to go out there and catch a lot of fish without having to do too much is we ended up getting a bunch of ladyfish earlier on. We were fishing them flat for the trout, and Tyler kept them, and we cut them up into chunks and just did cut bait sitting there off the flat while we were still using our Slam Shady paddle tails.
All the way out that
and
way.
Those bigger fish that day all were caught on that cut bait. Anybody can do it. Oh, I got a nice one.
There we are.
Oh, I lost him. Oh. It was right over that, as soon as we went over that grass flat. Oh, that was a better fish too.
They're always better when they get off, right?
No, I mean, it was first legitimate feeling fish. Oh, those bluefish always fight fun. Go back out that way.
Yeah, we got a big grass peninsula kind of jutting out here. Let's see if we can get something off of it.
Yeah, as soon as my lure went over, I don't know if Cody, if you can see that.
Yeah, we'll kind of go right on the tip of it.
I'm gonna be going right alongside of it, hoping to find some hungry predators. See if it works again. And you guys notice too, if you're watching, occasionally we'll kind of take the rod tip up to kind of let it drop down again. A lot of times you get the strike right there on that drop, letting the paddle tail give it a little bit more action and vibration. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. So we're gonna hit this one too, or no? Or just keep going?
Might as well.
There's a few in here.
Yeah, let's keep going over them. That was right when I got that strike.
Yeah, I just had to hit when my bait got over that last one.
Oh, they're out here, baby.
Yeah, nothing. Definitely, we just haven't found the quantity enough to sit there and stop, or the size. But I think what we can do is we go back around. There's some kind of little deep little pockets, and we can drift over some of those pockets and probably pick out a decent amount of fish.
Oh, we got a good one here.
All right. Let's do it, baby. Get ready for the strike.
But yeah, with these bait boats, you know, again, you can't get as skinny as like what my skiff does, but for this type of fishing, it is just as good, if not better. You have a ton of room, get a lot of people out, and when you do find a good area, you can just sit there and drift and have 4 or 5 people fishing, and just with a simple lure, you can go out and catch a ton of fish.
Yeah, I will say the room is nice.
Say what?
Having this much room versus being on Luke's Maverick, when Luke and I and Cody are on there, it's kind of tight quarters.
Yeah, this is way easier.
What size boats do you guys have? How big does it get?
We have 17-foot skiffs. We have 21 bay boats, split between covias and sea foxes. And then we have big 22 and 23-foot offshore center consoles.
Cool. Very cool.
So that was 17 to 23 in case y'all couldn't hear them. A lot of options. And out here there's actually a flat. Yeah, we missed this. There's a flat out to the left. Maybe we should buzz that, Will. I think we were more inland there. Let's
buzz that and see how it goes. If we don't get anything there, we can end it. Worst case, we do part 2 where we actually go drift, Yeah,
that's what I think we should do. We're a little bit out of the zone right now to drift. But we might find them out here. This actually looks pretty promising.
It's looking pretty good. So explain to people listening what we're looking at here. We're getting a little bit closer to the main channel now?
Yeah, so we were following the edge of the flat, and it basically splintered off, and I didn't even realize it splintered off. And so we ended up being on a more interior flat. We weren't on the hard edge to the deepest channel. And now we're going out to that outer zone, and that's probably where the majority of the fish will be.
Yeah,
But never know till you go. So.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot here.
The bad news though is that we have a lot of floating grass out here, so I'm currently
Yeah, I had some grass
tied up with floaters. And that's the reason why the paddle tails are really my new favorite for trolling, because they are more weedless than like a crankbait, which is what I used to troll with. But you have that paddle in there, so that paddle, you can feel it vibrating. As long as you have braided line, which I highly recommend, get some braid line on there, and you can feel the paddle. You can feel that paddle just sit there vibrating in the water. But as soon as you have weeds on it, then you know that you have weeds on it, right? You know there's a problem, and you can go ahead and fix it.
If you're not using braided line, come on. What are you doing? Yeah. Even Captain Jeff Maggio, Lunker Dog,
straight that line, kind of buzz the points.
He used to make fun of guys sporting their braid. What color braid you got? He uses braid. Mono was so 1980, dude. What do we got? 10 pound test?
Yeah, 10-pound test is plenty. Also, even like using the tournaments, fishing docks, we're using 10 pound.
Yeah, Tony caught that. We haven't posted it yet. I don't know, by the time this goes live, it might be posted.
Yeah, we'll get a little bit closer in there, like 20 feet in.
But that snook that went under the dock,
this is the craziest catch I've ever seen.
It was wild. And that was 10-pound PowerPole, and then what, like a 20 or
20-pound leader,
20,
yeah.
Man, crazy. You don't need much. And even one of the last ones we did with Peter Deeks, I mean, he's fishing super light going after those trophy fish. He always says, get the strike first, then worry about getting the fish in. You go out there with your marlin rod trying to catch a snook, it ain't gonna work. Man, this flat looks good though. Yeah,
for many years, we go out and get the 4,000 size reels with 20-pound or more line, and it was just too much power. It was not needed. And now I use no more than 3,000s. I use 10-pound braid for pretty much everything.
What a nice hit.
And even going, we did a lot of did some line contests, some casting contests with different lines last year, and just going from a 20-pound braid. So I did a 20-pound PowerPole against a 10-pound PowerPole, same rod, same reel, same everything. And the 10-pound braid versus the 20, it was a little over 20% difference on casting distance. That's huge. And so doing the math, it was every around 15 to 20 casts, you can cover an extra football field with the 10-pound line relative to the 20-pound line. So if you're fishing open flats like this, and where just covering ground is really key, there's no better way to guarantee you're going to catch more fish than to go to a lighter braid, because you can literally just get your bait in front of more fish. And not only are you getting more in front of more fish, but those fish on the furthest distance of your cast, they're going to be the most likely to eat because they have less idea that danger's in the area too.
Makes so much sense. Yeah, because I mean, right? Normally when we can see our lure, we're usually not. Dang, I missed another one. We're usually just reeling in real quickly. Like most of the strikes are happening furthest away, even a lot of times on the drop, which is another reason we love these.
You got another one?
I'm getting nailed, but man, they keep popping off.
They're not.
I think it's so much of the ladyfish just thrashing at it.
Yep.
Check my lure real quick.
And so I did another.
Popped me off there.
I did another lure test with braid versus mono, and there we are. Oh, that one got off too.
I think it's ladyfish, man.
Yeah, probably. We got some crab traps down there. But I did one with braid versus mono, and when mono is brand new, it actually held up pretty close. It was like maybe the braid it was a 10-pound braid versus a 10-pound mono to keep the strength equal. And the braid won. It wasn't by as much as I thought, but after just a few uses of mono, the mono builds so much memory, where over time, the casting performance gets much worse. It degrades with mono. So starting out, it's actually surprisingly close, but over time, braid it significantly performs mono. So I used to use mono exclusively. Now I've totally flip-flopped where I don't use mono as my main line for any of my rods. The time what to use will be with tarpon. That's what Captain Jeff does.
Yep.
Just because you need the stretch. Obviously, braid has no stretch at all. Mono has a ton of stretch, and for tarpon fishing, that's a big advantage. But for most fish, especially if you're using lures, braid it is remarkable how much of an impact it makes. I was very slow to make the switch, and so if you haven't made the switch yet, I highly recommend at least giving it a try. I'm now kicking myself for waiting as long as I did. And again, the test just really helped prove. I knew I liked it better before I did those tests, but the test really helped me kind of quantify how much of a difference it is. Oh, dang it, missed something.
Strike?
Yep.
This area looks great.
Yeah, so right now, we're buzzing right perfectly, right on the outside. But now we're going into the current, so I think, oh, there we are. There, we got him. Oh, this might be a good trout.
You're way out there, huh?
Yeah, I had a lot of line out. Yeah, I believe this is a good sized trout. But they feel way bigger than they are. When trolling, last time I had one pulling out drag and I was like, oh, it's a good trout. And it was like 10 inches. So I need to be careful if I say it's big. But this one definitely does feel bigger than the one earlier. Yeah, it's definitely bigger, not huge, but it's a solid, maybe 17 incher or so.
All right, I just had a strike too. So this could be a good area, Luke, for us to come back to either drift or put the anchor pin down.
Nice trout, slam shady.
Cool. Well, guys, let's end it. We're gonna end this one since the promise is to always be continuous. And we ended on a good note, right there.
Yeah, it was fun.
A couple trout, blue, and
got some action on a really tough day.
30 minutes.
This clear and calm are, in my opinion, the toughest times to go out and catch fish. We still made it happen, and yeah, we'll try to catch some more after the camera shuts down and see what else we can get into today.
Yep, and then finally, if you're still here, join us in the Insider Club if you haven't already. Luke is every week now. Oh, there's one. Why we're closing? Go, golly! That's pretty funny.
What is that, a ladyfish?
Big old lady. Luke is now every Friday doing a little 10-minute video, so we say in 10 minutes or less, shows you where to fish, right? I mean, from Texas to all over Florida.
Yeah, I mean, we just cover, because now we have over 12,000 members, and we get and we build a platform for the members to post their reports. And so we get about maybe 30 to 40 a day now. And so I obviously go through all of those, and then I give, and obviously I'm fishing as well, and I kind of go through to see what the recent trends are, and then look at the weather coming up, right, for the entire Southeast. We could really go through the entire platform just to give the overall game plan to use. And so in that tournament day that we just won, we literally just used the exact game plan that was described the day before.
And it's funny how many of our members are, they're busy with life and jobs, kids, and they just watch that 10-minute video and then go out and fish, and like, holy smokes, it works. So if you're into saving time, into saving money, tonight we're actually having a meeting with a large group to get a whole lot more discounts for you guys. And so if you're into saving time and money, oh, there's another one. Oh, small guy. And just meet new friends too. I mean, I think a big part of it, even Will, we used to work for us, one of our members, and I mean, you got some great friends that you still talk to all the time and fish with.
Oh yeah.
That all happened because of the. It's like, man, we should have just stayed here.
Yeah, so now we're doing the drifting that we said we weren't going to do.
Bill
Luke's
Louise,
on. We got
Danny
another.
Trevino,
Yeah, Bill and Danny.
Gene,
Old Tom, Ray.
James, Joe, Tom.
Sweet baby Gene.
All good.
So yeah, if you guys want to meet friends, save money, same time, join us in the Insider Club. It comes with an unheard of 365-day, 100% money back guarantee. So either you're saving money, catching more fish, meeting friends, or you don't pay.
Yeah,
don't you wish every company did
trout.
that? Good job, Lukey. Slam Shady. And of course, if you haven't picked up your Slam Shady, go to slamshady.com. Giving one free pack to every angler who wants them. But if you're not into catching fish, don't get them. That's all I got to say about that. So guys, thank you so much for all the love, all the support. We will see you on the next podcast.
Oh, just missed another one.
Man.
Yeah, they're here. So yeah, when you do find a spot
hole.
drifting like this, you can catch way more fish.
Yeah, you're lucky if you stuck around to the very end.
Yeah.
So we're right here. Cody, you want to kind of just show the area real quick to end it? People stuck around at the end, they get to see kind of where. Oh, there's another one. And they're in here thick. And hopefully you can see the flat where you got grass. It's kind of and those big white potholes. I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, But yeah, we're gonna stay here and catch some more trout, and then hopefully do another little video too where we try to catch some bigger fish. So we out. Peace. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Hey there, it's Joe Simons, one of the co-founders here at Salt Strong, and have you claimed your free pack of these irresistible Slam Shady paddle tail lures? We designed this lure with over 12,000 serious inshore anglers, including many full-time guides, to go out there and catch more redfish, more speckled trout, more snook, more flounder, more inshore saltwater slams. And if you want a free pack to try out a sample yourself, click down below right now. We have one free pack per angler while supplies last. Click down below right now.
'Cause fishing, it's in my soul, it was past